Welcome back to StadiumRise, 3 countries, 16 stadiums, 104 matches, and a World Cup so enormous that no single nation on earth could contain it alone. This is 2026, and football will never look the same again. The FIFA World Cup, the most watched sporting event in human history, has never, not once in 96 years, been staged across 3 sovereign nations simultaneously until now. The United States, Mexico, and Canada are sharing the greatest show on earth, and the 16 venues chosen to host it stretch 4,500 kilometers from the Pacific coast of Vancouver to the heat of Miami. Every single one of these stadiums has a story, a soul, and today we go inside all of them. You start where the tournament starts, Mexico City. Estadio Azteca, built in 1966 for $17 million, the Azteca holds 87,000 people and carries the weight of football history like no other structure alive. Pelé lifted his second World Cup here in 1970. Maradona conjured the hand of God and the goal of the century on this same pitch in 1986. 2 moments, 11 minutes apart, that split football into a permanent before and after. In 2026, the Azteca becomes the first stadium ever to host 3 FIFA World Cups. The opening match kicks off here on June 11th, and when 87,000 voices rise under that Mexico City sky, it will feel less like sport and more like something ancient being summoned. North of the capital, Estadio BBVA in Guadalupe, 53,500 seats, the Sierra Madre Mountains as backdrop, is a bowl that traps noise like thunder held inside stone. Then Estadio Akron in Zapopan, home of Chivas de Guadalajara, capacity 49,850, a ground where football is not entertainment, it is identity, it is blood. When World Cup football lands here, it will be devoured, cross into the United States, and the scale transforms completely. AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the biggest venue in this entire World Cup at 94,000 capacity, opened in 2009 for $1.3 billion. It holds the world's largest high-definition video screen, a scoreboard so enormous it was struck mid-air by a punted ball in a preseason game, 46,000 tons of steel, a retractable roof that seals the noise inside like a pressure cooker. When that roof closes and 94,000 people are in full voice, the building stops being a structure and starts being a living thing. NRG Stadium in Houston, 72,220 seats, retractable roof, fully climate-controlled, has long been the spiritual home of both the US and Mexican national teams. Seal that building with both nation supporters inside, and the noise becomes something you feel on your skin. Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium, opened 2017 at $1.6 billion, features a retractable roof designed to echo the Pantheon's ancient oculus. A ring of steel and glass that peels open to the Georgia sky, up to 83,000 capacity. You are inside a statement that an entire city made about itself. SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, is the most expensive stadium ever built on Earth. $5.5 billion. Its translucent roof floods the pitch in natural light while 70,000 people sit sheltered beneath it. It looks like a spacecraft that landed in suburban Los Angeles and never left. Semi-final matches will be played here, and in those moments, SoFi will make its argument loudly. American stadium design has genuinely arrived. Levy Stadium in Santa Clara hosted Copa America Centenario in 2016, when North American viewership numbers stunned the global establishment. Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City is the Guinness World Record holder for the loudest NFL venue ever measured. 416 people generating noise that stops being sound and becomes a force felt in your chest and your teeth simultaneously. Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, 65,878 seats, no roof, cold Massachusetts wind that makes the football harder and the atmosphere roar. Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia brings 69,796 of the most ferociously partisan sports fans in America, people who have nothing to prove and everything to say. Lumen Field in Seattle is the one American venue that already speaks fluent football. The Seattle Sounders supporter culture has left European observers genuinely stunned. These fans have waited their entire lives for this moment. Hard Rock Stadium in Miami closes the American chapter with Latin heat, color, and a crowd that will treat every group stage game like a carnival and a final simultaneously. Then there is Canada. 2 cities, 2 venues hosting a World Cup for the very first time. BMO Field in Toronto, 736 seats, is the smallest venue in the 26 tournament and carries the largest emotional weight. This is the ground where Canada's men's national team qualified for Qatar 2022, ending 36 years of absence from football's greatest stage. The city wept that night. In 2026, Canada hosts on home soil for the first time, and every match at BMO carries the full weight of a nation that has waited too long to belong here. BC Place in Vancouver, 500 seats beneath a retractable roof, snow-capped coast mountains visible beyond the glass, the Pacific Northwest skyline wrapping around the entire ground. Opened in 1983 with the largest air-supported dome on Earth at the time. Every broadcast shot from BC Place will look less like football coverage and more like landscape cinema. 16 stadiums, 3 countries, one vision larger than any of them alone, from the mythological thunder of the Azteca to the 5.5 billion to spacecraft of SoFi, from the wind-roar cold of Gillette to the mountain-framed beauty of BC Place. These 16 grounds are not just venues. They are characters, each one a different answer to the same question. What does it look like when a nation pours its football soul into steel and glass and concrete? On July 19th, 2026, at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, with the New York City skyline burning in the distance, one nation will lift the World Cup. And every single one of these 16 stadiums will have played its part in getting them there. This is the stage. Now let the game begin. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. See you next week.